Tonight on KVR News, breaking ground. Construction starts on the new Dell Medical School.
Stay tuned to find out how some citizens are finding ways to stay safe.
In Training for Success, how athletes are using yoga to muscle their way to the top.
You're watching KVR News, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live, local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening. You're watching KVR News for Monday, April 21st. I'm Morgan Williams.
And I'm Taylor Hampton. Red River Street has officially closed between MLK and 15th Street as construction of the new Dell Medical School begins.
Chelsey Pena joins us live in the studio with an update on the establishment of UT's newest addition. Chelsey?
That's right, Morgan. Back in May 2013, the UT System Board of Regents approved a $334 million plan for the construction of the new medical school. Nearly a year later, construction is finally underway.
If your daily commute includes Red River Street, you might have had to turn around and continue to turn around until 2015. That's because construction for the new Dell Medical School has officially begun. Today, hundreds gathered at the school's launch where ground was broken not with shovels and hard hats, but with technology. Med School Dean Clay Johnston emphasized the importance of including as many as possible in the launch.
We decided that we could launch this as a kind of a social media effort. And so what we're asking you to do is to either email or tweet or go to Facebook and post words for us, your aspirations, inspirations, your hopes for the medical school.
Now, even though ground was just broken today, the Dell Med School plans on accepting their first class in 2015.
Brenda Coleman-Beatty, chair of Central Health, says that with the new school, big goals have been established for the incoming class.
The Dell Medical School is an essential partner in realizing a future with lower health disparities, access to high quality, cost-efficient care, and greater overall population health for the entire community.
Future staff member of the Dell Medical School, John Dalrymple, believes that with the staff and the class the school draws in, it will set the standard for other medical schools.
You've been talking a lot about medical reform for many years, and I think this is an opportunity for Dell Medical School to set the stage for what a new medical school will look like. I think there's a lot of great ideas floating around, and this is a real opportunity for the rubber to hit the road for us to put it all together.
The University of Texas expects the first facilities to be completed and ready for use in 2016.
The med school will include research, educational, and administrative facilities, as well as a medical office building and parking garage, all totaling 515,000 square feet. This design demonstrates what the school is intended to look like. The medical school will be built across the street from the Frank Irwin Center and will be managed by Seton. Despite the road closures in the area, university buildings such as Hargis Hall, the School of Nursing, and the Irwin Center will remain accessible to the public throughout construction. Teaching at the school is officially set to begin in 2017. Live in the studio, Chelsey Pena, KVR News.
Thanks, Chelsey. Thursday marked 1 year since a deadly plant explosion in the town of West. The blast killed 15 and injured more than 160 others. Many of the dead were firefighters responding to the initial blaze. Today, about 70 homes in the area have been rebuilt or are still undergoing construction. Lawmakers at the Capitol are considering tougher oversight of chemical facilities in the state. Investigators still don't know what caused that explosion. And history was made at today's Boston Marathon after an American won the race for the first time in 30 years. Meb Keflezighi finished the men's race in a little more than 2 hours, the second fastest time ever by an American man in the marathon. The race was under heavy security with 3,500 police on duty, almost double last year's deployment. That's as a result of last year's bombing, which killed 4 and injured hundreds more. Today's event saw the second largest number of runners in history at nearly 36,000.
After last year's bombing and several recent shootings, including one at nearby Fort Hood, many citizens are searching for ways to stay safe. Larissa Liska reports on the increase of concealed handgun usage.
after shootings like at Fort Hood, gun laws tend to spark discussion. Part of the law is that military on base are not allowed to carry guns.
If you have a weapon and you're on base, it's supposed to be registered. No, I don't think soldiers should have concealed weapons on base.
Some veterans believe carrying a gun and taking the concealed handgun class would be safer.
As a veteran, I should still be able to carry a firearm. I believe in the concealed handgun license, and I think it's a good thing.
Although many people are signing up to take the course, it's not easy. Citizens must be 21 years or older and score a 175 out of 250 at this gun target.
Whenever there's any type of national incident, we actually get an influx of people on our website and also inside the shop that are inquiring or signing up for concealed handgun license courses.
Texas college students are more likely to be seen with a gun than a trained military professional.
If you have a concealed handgun license, on campus you can actually walk our sidewalks, but it does have to be concealed, but you cannot take that weapon into any building.
Gun laws are a controversial issue in Texas. Gun owners will have to speak up to make their mark. Liska, KVR News.
Sexual violence crimes have the lowest number of report filings, but research suggests the number of cases is surprisingly high. As many as 1 in 5 women have been sexually assaulted. Cassandra Jaramillo talked to members of UT's Counseling and Mental Health Center to see how they're raising awareness of this issue.
People jeered. People said, "Oh, what's the matter with you crazy women?" But it was important to me. It was important.
Words of activism and hope for a new society.
People can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has.
Sexual violence is a crime that goes unpunished far too often. Associate Director Dr. Jane Morgan-Boss says she wants women and men to feel safe.
Because it's an incredibly important issue. It's an incredibly important thing for us to be able to really focus on what's going to make this campus a safer place for everyone.
Students participating in Voices Against Violence have been working all of the month of April by hosting events to spread awareness.
Sexual violence is such an important issue, especially on college campuses and in our society at large, that it really takes a lot of dedication, a lot of people who really care to go out and do the work to make change so that we don't have to worry about violence as much anymore.
While April is Sexual Harassment Awareness Month, UT has resources available to students all year long through the Counseling and Mental Health Center.
Voices Against Violence in terms of our prevention outreach work is to change the culture. And I feel like we are making a difference. It's slow. Culture change is slow, but I feel like we are making a difference.
Cassandra Jaramillo, KVR News.
Governor Rick Perry is reportedly rebranding himself ahead of a potential bid for president in 2016. Politico reports that Perry's team has been creating a new image for the governor. The effort includes the glasses Perry is now often seen in and supporting the decriminalization of marijuana. A new poll suggests that a vast majority of Texans agree with Perry on the issue of marijuana. A survey by liberal group Progress Texas shows as many as 90% support lowered criminal offenses for possessing marijuana, as well as legalizing the drug for medicinal use.
Still to come, supporting a Longhorn, why students are walking for one of their own.
And fun in the sun, a new water park in Central Texas, bringing more than just good times. You're watching KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Organization on campus is helping a fellow student who suffered an accident just 3 months into her first semester at UT. Marissa Bell Cordoza reports on how Longhorns are walking to help one of their own.
On October 1st, UT freshman Kate Strickland had her life changed when she rode her bike on 360 and was rear-ended by a car.
I don't remember any of it. It's completely black. But when I woke up, I was in the ICU here in Austin, and I had a C5 spinal cord injury. It's been a rough journey, but I've managed to get a little bit back.
This past Saturday, the Alpha Kappa Pledge class of Delta Sigma Pi held a walkathon to raise money in Kate's honor.
Raising money for people to have therapy is fantastic, and I'm really grateful that Erica decided that this should be something she should do.
How could a girl who was getting ready to psych for Texas 4000 suddenly lost everything that she wanted to do in life, to try to motivate my pledge class to maybe, let's support Kate, show her we still care at UT.
Not only did students in France come to walk for Kate, Lance Armstrong also came out to show his support.
Just anytime you see a young kid that loves to ride bikes and unfortunately is in an accident, it's, as a father of 5 kids, it hits home on a lot of levels. I mean, she looks so much better and stronger today than she did 3 months ago.
The plan right now is to be back here in August and start again, and hopefully I'll be graduating as the proud class of 2018.
Although the event is wrapping up, the organization is planning to continue raising funds to surpass their goal. Marisabel Cardoso, KVR News.
Registration for fall and summer 2014 is now underway, and new changes to the system are already in effect. Students now register in order of degree completion. Those who are near to graduation register first. The course schedule and registration system have also been connected. Students no longer have to write down unique numbers and enter them in separately. They can now simply press an add button on the course schedule. The registrar's office says the changes were sparked by four-year graduation rates and student input.
As part of the task force on four-year graduation rates, helping students graduate in 4 years, so the students that are closer to graduation get the classes that they need. The click add feature that's now in registration was based upon input we received from the Student Government Association and Synod of College Councils, some of their recommendations on improvements to registration in and of itself.
With the new system in place, we spoke to students to hear their thoughts on the registration process.
It actually helped me out a lot because I'm a senior by hours, so this was the first year that it was really fast and I got all the classes I wanted.
I know for some people it was kind of stressful and not fair to them, but for me personally, it didn't really make a difference.
It's good for upperclassmen at least, so, but for underclassmen like freshmen and sophomores, it's probably not the greatest.
I'm finding out that people in my grade are getting to go before me in regards to, I guess, because they've taken more hours than me, which I don't think is fair because I have, more classes I need to take.
I think it's a little bit unfair that I'm kind of screwed out of the classes that I wanted, but
Big donations for colleges at UT. Gasoline company Phillips 66 has announced a $500,000 donation to benefit a range of programs in the Cockrell School of Engineering, the Macomb School of Business, and the College of Natural Sciences. The gift will also be used to fund the Phillips 66 Shield Scholarship Program, which provides scholarships to students pursuing careers in the energy industry. The engineering school is also receiving funding from ExxonMobil CEO Rex Tillerson and his wife Brenda. They donated $5 million towards a research center. The new building is part of a $310 million project to replace the current engineering building. Demolition is set to begin in September, with the new center scheduled to open in August 2017.
The Butler School of Music has welcomed Mary Ellen Poole as its new director. Poole comes to UT from the San Francisco Conservatory of Music, where she spent 10 years improving the music program. The university hopes Poole will make the Butler School the finest university music school in the country. Poole officially takes office on September 1st.
A new water park opening Memorial Day will bring more than just fun in the sun to Pflugerville residents and the surrounding community. Some may be soaking up money along with the race. This hole in the ground will be the wave pool. Mayor Jeff Coleman is proud that the LA Times has already named Hawaiian Falls one of the top 14 water parks in the country.
And that's before we've had one single person go down one single slide. I can't wait to see what people are going to say after we're actually out swimming and having a good time.
The 25-acre water park is unique because people will actually be able to soar over the pools on a 700-foot zip line. Because this attraction is open year-round, the pools will never be drained. Water conservation in Central Texas is very important, especially during this drought. You'll be happy to know that these slides will actually be pumped with recycled water.
The park has already hired about 300 workers and is looking to hire another 100, something Floyd Akers feels is needed.
You know, we don't have that many job opportunities for the high school age kids, and to have 300 seasonal jobs like this to help fill that gap is really exceptional for us.
For some, the summer job could become more, like it did for Hawaiian Falls General Manager Evan Barnett, who first began working with the company when he was 16.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how it worked out, but they came to our school and said, hey, we need people to work just like we did here. And I started as a summer job and got myself through 2 degrees.
Barnett says about 85% of the workers return to work from year to year.
And with summer approaching, Hawaiian Falls will likely be a very popular place. But tonight, though, we're dealing with severe weather.
Christopher Adams is in the Weather Center with the latest.
That's right, Morgan. We're actually dealing with a severe thunderstorm watch remaining in effect for the Austin area until 10 o'clock this evening. A calmer week ahead, though. The details next on KVR News.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News tip line, 475-8181.
Welcome back to KVR News. Warm and sunny this afternoon, but severe storms are continuing in the area tonight. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until the top of the hour, and we've even seen some warnings issued to our west and southwest this evening. The storm should clear by about 1 a.m., leaving behind cloudy skies overnight. Temperatures will drop down to the mid-60s. And once these severe storms continue to roll out through this evening, we'll be left with a much calmer week in store. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy, with skies gradually clearing in the afternoon. Temperatures will climb to around 85 tomorrow. Clouds will roll in again tomorrow evening, though, and stick around much of Wednesday. Temperatures will remain warm in the mid-80s, so it will feel pretty humid outside, especially towards the evening as we start to see some rain chances in the area. Wednesday evening has a 20% chance of showers and storms, with a few more possible on Thursday as well. Wednesday evening will be pretty gusty, with winds picking up as high as 20 miles per hour. The start of the weekend, though, does look great. Temps in the low 80s and sunshine mixed with clouds, but yet another chance of rain comes on Sunday, a 20% shot of some showers and thunderstorms developing here in the Austin area. So a mostly pleasant week ahead. Just keep the umbrella close at hand in case one of those showers do develop over the Austin area midweek. Live in the Weather Center, Christopher Adams, KVR News.
All right, thanks, Christopher. In today's sports, it takes more than running and weight training to muscle your way to the top. Larissa Liska reports on how some athletes combine strength and flexibility to be one with the mind and body.
The Seattle Seahawks' high-flying victory over the Denver Broncos was a standout win in Super Bowl history. The Seahawks and other NFL teams are now incorporating yoga and Pilates in their athletic conditioning.
I didn't know what to expect. I'm thinking more dance stuff, kind of stretching and balanced, but that first session that I did with Jennifer was a rude awakening.
These exercises provide a good calorie burn and help connect the deepest muscles in the joints and spine to rehabilitate and prevent injuries.
That explosive big movement, they do all of that, but they really are missing a link of injury prevention. The Pilates initiating everything from the core, creating proper biomechanics, and strengthening the stabilizers to work in conjunction with the big muscle groups.
Exercises like here at Dancer Shape really get the athletes pumped up and ready to go for the NFL season. At the University of Texas at Austin, trainers at Texercise use exercise like yoga and Pilates to get their athletes up and moving.
Pilates and yoga actually is a great combination, as yoga being up on your feet also incorporates balance, flexibility, and strength.
Good workouts that strengthen the body aid athletes in the long term.
A lot of guys that actually took this course last year stayed healthy throughout the whole season.
Defeating the competition is a goal for some athletes, but the main goal is to stay healthy, flexible, and strong. Larissa Liska, KVR News.
Well, the Longhorns took to the field this weekend for the annual Orange and White spring game.
How's the team looking ahead for the fall season? We're talking Longhorn sports after the break.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Against TCU. The Longhorns dropped 3 straight games this past weekend. TCU shut out Texas for 18 straight innings with strong pitching performances from Brandon Finnegan and Preston Morrison. The Longhorns struggled to convert scoring opportunities into runs, leaving 8 runners on base on Saturday. Texas looks to bounce back against UT Pan American tomorrow night at the Dish, before they host a Big 12 series against Oklahoma State this weekend. Football was back in action in Austin this past Saturday at the annual Orange and White Spring Game. College Press Box's Jeff Barker was at DKR for Charlie Strong's first outing as the head coach at Texas.
Saturday afternoon's annual Orange and White scrimmage marked the first time that fans got to see the Texas football team in action since Charlie Strong took over as head coach in January.
Very pleased about the spring game, and it was really exciting just to see our fans come out in the numbers they came out in.
Although he was pleased with the way the game went, Strong made it clear that the team still has a lot to work on.
I wish I had 15 more days, but I don't have them. So now we just got to get our guys through the summer and then get them to fall camp. And when we get to fall camp, we just need to go to work.
Unfortunately for the Longhorns, one of the biggest improvements they need to make lies at the most important spot on the roster.
And the quarterback position is going to be the key position because you got to manage the offense, you got to run the offense.
With all the uncertainty that continues to surround the quarterback position for Texas right now, sophomore Tyrone Swoops struggled early on, but was eventually able to finish the game with 229 passing yards and 3 touchdowns.
Tyrone has done a great job of stepping up and being more consistent as a quarterback. And I'm excited for him to come out and play and get into his rhythm, because once he gets into a rhythm, it calms down out there. He's a great QB.
From finding their next great quarterback to forming a great team, players and coaches continue to work towards developing a new identity.
I mean, everybody's just giving it the extra effort that they need to give to get better, and just everybody just buying in, really.
Well, if they trust and believe in the system, then we're always going to have a chance.
Jeff Barker, College Press Box.
So, Lauren, we saw the Horns back in action with a new head coach, Charlie Strong. Who stood out this weekend? Who are the players to watch coming up for the next season?
Well, with the spring game, it's kind of hard to choose a standout player just because of the setup and the rules and how it's done. However, it does show the people who have the passion and have the drive to get it done. And if I had to choose somebody, one name comes to mind, and that's Malcolm Brown. Now, the Longhorns have 2 Malcolm Browns, one on offense and one on defense, and both of them had outstanding performances this past weekend. Defensively, defensive tackle Malcolm Brown did great, and running back Malcolm Brown helped alleviate a lot of worries for Longhorn fans because of the absence of Joe Bergeron and Jonathan Gray. So I think that we should look out for them in the fall.
Great, thanks, Lauren. Kian Gass has your entertainment news next. What's coming up, Kian?
Bad news for Miley fans and drama between boy bands. The harsh words being thrown about. Ahead on KVR News.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. Bad news for Miley fans. The singer has been suffering from an extreme allergic reaction to an antibiotic and has postponed the rest of her U.S. tour. Cyrus got a sinus infection earlier this month, and her rep says she had a reaction to the prescribed medication. The reaction could last as long as 27 days. New U.S. tour dates have been set for August, and the singer will also perform 2 additional concerts. Get better, Miley. We're rooting for you here at KVR. And it's Battle of the Boy Bands. NSYNC's Joey Fatone dissed the Backstreet Boys' recent tour during an interview last week. Fatone said, "I feel like they just need the money. No offense, guys." Oh, but take some offense was there. Nick Carter responded via Twitter, "Just disappointed. I really like Joey." The singer continued saying, "I'm proud of who we are and love what we stand for. Truthfully, it's always not about letting the fans down." Now, former teen superstar Drake Bell and current teen superstar Justin Bieber also had their share of drama as well this week. During Bell's album release party, the Biebs drove by the front entrance of the club, causing a commotion among fans waiting outside. Bieber later posted a picture on Instagram of Bell captioning, "Why isn't Justin Bieber's Sprinter van getting more attention than my album release party?" Now, Bell tweeted in response, not to be outdone, sorry they didn't let you in, should have hit me up." Even though it seems like there may be a little bit of a celeb feud, Drake told the local news, "There's no real beef." And that's all we have for your entertainment news this week. I'm Kian Gass.
Thanks, Kian, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Morgan Williams.
And I'm Taylor Hampton. For news and weather updates throughout the week, you can follow us on Twitter at KVR News.
Stay tuned for College Press Box up next on Texas Student Television, and have a great night.